I did a terrible job painting my first miniature, and I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong. This Fire Warrior is the first mini I've painted in over 17 years after getting back into Warhammer last week. I decided to build a Tau army and came up with custom lore for a contingent within the Farsight Enclaves. I wanted to go for a red and gold color scheme, with some black and metallic details and green highlights for anything energetic or bright. I also wanted to try to do the blue skin for the Tau feet. I was really nervous to start painting again. I picked up a bunch of painting supplies to try to help me out, including a wet palette, which I've never used before, and got my whole area set up for painting. Light was an immediate issue. I tried to brighten up my space as best as I could, but I just threw on some Play on Tabletop and got started. Of course, the first thing I did was forget to shake my paints or use my painting handle. I'd been watching tutorials and I tried to keep watching some to help me out, but right away I could tell that I was having problems. Looking back, I think I wasn't controlling the consistency of my paint well. I didn't know what to look for and didn't know how to tell whether the paint was the right consistency for a base coat. Not only that, but my brushwork was sloppy. I wasn't really implementing any techniques. I think I probably just consumed too many tutorials and couldn't really keep up with executing well on any of the fundamentals. I could tell things were going wrong even as I was painting. I think part of what threw me is the wet palette. You can see that I probably soaked it too much, looking at how much the paints have thinned from being on there for a while. I tried to keep going and block out the other colors, but I think I was also impatient with my layering, and ultimately the mini turned out pretty sloppy. I don't really consider this a finished result. I do plan to go back and improve it. I think it's pretty normal that the first time I sit down to paint a mini in almost 20 years doesn't turn out great. Honestly, I still had a really good time doing it. I'm going to keep working on it and paint my way through my first squad of Fire Warriors, trying to get a little bit better with each one. If you have any tips or advice for me, please let me know. I'd love to give your suggestions a try. Clearly, I really need the help.